So Twitch has this really cool 3D hover effect when you hover over a live stream. And of course, when I see a cool interaction like this, I always ask the question, can this be made in Figma? And it's actually really easy. So in today's video, we're gonna create a simple UI that looks like twitch.tv's, and then we're gonna create the interaction. Of course, you can skip ahead and just see the interaction if that's what you're interested in, but let's go ahead and get started. First thing we need to do is create a frame to work with. I'm just gonna grab a MacBook Pro 16-inch. I'm gonna grab the rectangle tool with R and just drag one out. Let's set that to 575 wide by 323 high. And then we'll just center that into the frame. With that selected, I'm gonna grab the fill and change it to an image. And I'll just place in a video thumbnail. So that looks pretty good. Now we have two things we need. In the corner, we have the live tag, and then in the bottom, we have the one with the viewers. So T on the keyboard for the type tool, and I'll just type out the word live in all caps. We're going to be using the basic enter font, and we'll set that to bold and 16 points. With that selected, Shift A will add an auto layout onto that. And then we're going to center align that. And let's add 16 padding to the sides and 6 to the top and the bottom. We'll hit the plus to add a fill, and we'll add a nice red color. C73C2B is the color I'm going to be using. Then in our selection colors, we can change that black text to white. And then let's give this some corner radius of about 8 points for that nice look. We'll hold Option or Alt to duplicate this, and I'm going to update my text. This is going to be the tag for the viewers. Then I'll double click to grab a hold of that text, and we'll drop that down to medium weight. And then we'll set the fill color to black and set that to 60% so it's slightly opaque. With both of those tags now created, let's drag them on top here. I'm going to put mine 16 from the left and 16 from the top. And the other one is going to be 16 from the bottom and 16 from the left. So now we have this kind of thumbnail card for the live stream. I'm going to click and drag to select all of that and Command G to group that together. We'll just call that something like thumbnail group in the layers panel. I'm going to create a little bit more of a UI here. So I'm going to hit O on the keyboard and drag out an ellipse, holding Shift and Alt to make that a perfect circle and scale from the center. And we'll set that to 72 by 72. Again, I'm going to apply an image to this. I'll just apply my own logo, so I'm the one streaming here. And then T on the keyboard will give the stream a title. Just give it something basic there. We're going to bump this up to 24 points in size, leaving it at bold. And we'll put that 16 points from the side of our profile icon. And then I'm going to grab both of those holding Shift, and I'm going to hit this button right here to align it to the top. Also, instead of going with straight black here, let's go with 1D, 1D, 20. It's just a bit of a softer black color. Holding Option or Alt will create a duplicate, and here we'll create the username. And we'll drop this down to 18 points in size and medium weight. This is going to be aligned to the left here with this heading, and we'll put 8 points of spacing below it. Let's also change the gray color to be a little bit lighter. We'll go with 6D75. Then we'll select that and hold Option or Alt one more time and click and drag out a tag that we're going to create. Most Twitch streams have a few tags, so this is going to be for the English language, and I'm going to hit Shift A to wrap that into an auto layout. We're going to use the same settings we did with the tags earlier, 16 on the left and right, and 6 on the top and the bottom, and we'll make sure that's center aligned. For the fill, we'll add a very light color, so EEE, EEE. And then for the corner radius, we'll round that to like 1000, just so it's a perfect pill shape there. And then for the text, let's actually bump that up a little bit. We'll go to bold, and let's make it a little bit darker. We'll go with 464646. Also, if you're curious where I'm getting all the colors, I actually just sampled these from the website. I took a screenshot and grabbed the color swatches. So with that created, we'll put this 12 points below the user profile and make sure all 3 of these are left aligned. Like that. With all those created, we can grab all of them and put them 32 points below our thumbnail. And I'm actually going to group those together with Command G. I'll just call that Stream UI Group. And we'll make sure that's 32 points below and aligned on that left-hand side of the video. So there's our basic UI for this interaction. All right, to actually create the 3D hover effect, what I'm going to do is just grab the rectangle, which is 575 by 323, and create another one the exact same size. We'll set this fill to purple. Color code on that is 8931FB. So I'm just going to drag that over top of our thumbnail and send it to the back with a left square bracket key. So when we hover, what we want to do is move the thumbnail group up 16 points and to the right 16 points. So using my arrow keys, I'm going to do that. So we have something like this. Now for the corners, what we'll do is just grab the pen tool with P on the keyboard and we'll just fill these. I'm going to remove the stroke and then apply a fill, and we'll grab that purple that we're using. So we have that. And then we'll do the same for this other corner, P on the keyboard, and we'll fill this corner. So now we have that 3D effect. So I'm going to grab those newly created shapes holding shift and then grab our purple rectangle. I'm going to go up here and click this icon here for union selection, which will just join these shapes together. With that done, I'm going to hit left square bracket key to send it all the way to the back. We'll double click on that and rename that. I'll just call it purple background. All right, so the next step now that we have the end state essentially created is to create a frame around these to clip the purple away. So our thumbnail size is 575 by 323. So I'm gonna hit F on the keyboard and drag out a new frame and set it to those exact dimensions. Since we're moving the thumbnail up and over 16 points, we need an extra bit of 16 spacing to reveal the purple. So with that frame selected, I'm going to add 16 points to the width value and to the height value. So now we can drag that frame over top of our thumbnail, and I'm going to make sure it aligns in the bottom left-hand corner. And if I zoom out here, you can see we have 16 points of extra space here and here. So I'll grab that thumbnail and hold Command to grab the purple background as well, and I'll just drag them and nest them inside of that frame. You'll see the purple background has immediately disappeared and been clipped away because we have clipping content on our newly created frame. I'm going to double click to rename this. We'll call it clipping frame. So now we can set this to a component. So I'm going to go up here and hit the create component button. And now that this is a master component, we actually need to drag it out of our design. You never want to use your master components in your designs. You want to have them stored somewhere else. So we'll put that here in the paste board. With that selected, I'm going to create a new variant, which you can do by this icon here. And it will give us a new property, and we'll call this end state. And we'll call this one start state. So here in the layers panel, I'll go to end state, and I'm going to grab the thumbnail grouping and the purple background, and then I'm going to move it up 16 points and to the right 16 points. You'll notice that that is now in the top right of that frame, so we can fully view that nice 3D effect. So now that we have our two states here, I'm going to grab the start state, head over to the prototype tab, and we'll drag out a noodle to the end state, and we'll set this to while hovering. We want it to change to the end state. And the key here is to make sure Smart Animate is on, and ease out with 300 milliseconds is perfectly fine. We'll just leave that default. So now we can go to our assets panel and drag in an instance of that component. We'll just make sure that aligns back to where it was, 32 points above that UI. So if we just grab our MacBook Pro frame and hit preview, we can now see our completed interaction. When we hover over the thumbnail, we get that nice 3D effect. This part's optional, but I'm just going to clean it up and make it look a little nicer. So I'm going to select our clipping effect and our UI and then hit Shift A to throw that in an auto layout. You'll see it keeps our space in between, which is nice. And let's add some padding here. Let's go with like 80 and then 80 on the top and the bottom. Maybe we add a little bit more, like 128 onto the bottom. We'll throw a bit of corner radius, so 48 on there. And let's give that a fill of white. And then I'm going to fill our frame to a nice greenish mint color, which is 00DB84. Now that I look at it, it looks pretty nice. And we'll center that there. Hit the live preview. And that looks a little bit nicer. And so that's going to do it for today's video. Here's some more videos I think you'll like. Don't forget to subscribe for content like this every single week. And as always, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.